What's going on, everybody? Urjan with Suds to Success podcast. We got episode 36 with Latif from Delivered Detailing over in Guelph. Another Canadian. This episode, we talk all about him, his business, and how he's growing. Tune in. This episode's a good one.
Alrighty. Episode 36, Suds to Success podcast. My name's Andrew.
And I'm Urjan.
And that's your time to shine, man. Come on, man.
Oh, shoot. Okay, my bad. This is Latif Sabbagh with Delivered Detailing on your
Alrighty.
shop in Guelph.
Excellent. Yeah, Guelph, Ontario, Canadian. We have another Canadian. Finally. We've been stuck with Americans. I think the only Canadian we had on was, that's not true. We had a few. We had insurance. We had Ivan. We've actually had a decent amount of Canadians on. Okay, I take that back. Well, welcome to the 36th episode of Suds to Success. All of our information, suds2successpodcast.com. We're also on all short-form content. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. And we're going to talk to Latif today about his business. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And let's kind of get into the show. So, Latif, explain who you are, where you're from. We know you're Canadian. We kind of went into that, which we love Canadians. And kind of about your business, how you kind of came on and the show, and let's go from there.
Yeah, no worries. Well, Andrew and Urjan, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to share with you a bit of my story and kind of what my core values are and see, hope I can provide value to the listeners in this podcast today. So my name is Latif Sabbagh. I own Delivered Detailing in Guelph, Ontario. We've been in business for just under 2 years now. We started as a mobile detailing service, hence the name Delivered Detailing. You deliver the detailing to the driveway. We still are with that service, and we just got a shop about 3 months ago. Super exciting, so that I don't have to worry about the winter and do nothing. Guys, you guys are Americans, don't worry about this. This is a Canada thing, mostly. We cannot survive in the winter. I tried mobile detailing in winter.
I tried too.
I thought of 17 different ways of doing a mobile detail. Impossible, okay? No. Built-in heater to the tank system, put my chemicals in my room before I hand the job. The glass cleaner freezes in the middle of a job.
Yep.
It doesn't happen. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So, I was born an entrepreneur, always will be an entrepreneur. I went to the path of university and education, failed at university 3 times, different career paths. Did not work for me. Try to go the 9-to-5 route, get entry-level jobs. Did not work for me. And the only thing that kind of stuck with me in my life was actually entrepreneurship. And I started like 5-6 businesses. Drop shipping, typical businesses. And the only thing that I was successful at was detailing. And so I was like, you know what? Let's see. First month or so, I was getting success. Let's not give up on this. And let's keep on consistent at this because consistency compounds. And so 100%. Here we are right now, and I'm blessed to have you guys, have myself with you guys today on the Suds to Success podcast.
We got a lot too much talk about mobile lately. Nick was talking about mobile detailing, how it's, he related to it. Urjan relates to it. I think honestly, if you gave him the option to have a mobile rig instead of his shop, there would be days where he just tells employees to run his shop. He'd be out in the mobile rig being a cowboy.
100%. 100. Today, a customer big account, I think, is going to open up with this guy. I don't know what they do. Oil spraying something, roofs or something. I don't know. Don't ask me.
I know what. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They sprayed in cars.
Yeah. So he goes, hey, man, can we set something up? Or if we get overspray on a windy day on a car, can you come out there and do it? And I'm like, I was like so close to saying yes. And then I'm like, no. I'm like, I have to say no. Just for if it was like, oh, come do our fleet every once in a while, I'd be like, okay, I'm down, but if it's just like fix-it jobs at people's houses, I'm not doing it.
The benefit of that stuff is it comes off. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Some crap they put on shingles to make it last longer.
Yeah.
It does come off cars, so that's the benefit. But also, you don't want to be. You might have like a whole week. Somebody calls, like, can you come right now? It's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I thought about was it's going to be very last minute, and they're going to be super picky people.
Yeah. You could try and call them back and say, well, why don't we set something up where like they come to my shop or
exactly. But I told them in person, I said, listen, I think it would be better for me and for you, less headaches for both of us. I'll give you a stack of business cards. I was like, I just freshly ordered some. I'll give you 1,000 if you want. Every single time I said, we can put your credit card on file if you want. You could just pay as you go. whatever you want to do. I said, you just give them my card. They call me, or you can call me and schedule it for them. And then we'll just handle the payment afterwards.
Yeah, and it's a good idea because you kind of put yourself in as like a problem solver instead of like
Yeah.
selling stuff. You're like, I make all your problems disappear. Like right
That's
now,
exactly what I told them.
right now we have a paint company that sprayed on 10 cars, and it's like it's gonna be the hell of my business. Like we're making good money. Like we're making like
Yeah.
$1,000 a car. Like so, like we're making money on it, but it's still like every week I'm like doing all these inspections. Like when are these gonna be done? Like it's booking out my calendar. It's obviously I'm not complaining. I mean, money's great, but
Yeah.
it's just a type of jobs. I'm like, oh, come on now,
Yeah.
whatever. Let's get into Latif though, and kind of
Yeah,
his.
exactly.
How big's your shop, man? Let's hear about it.
Well, we're a baby shop, so we just got like at least 2.5 to 3 months ago. Andrew, I'm not quite sure how relatable this is for you when it comes to finding a shop. We've been looking for a shop that for the past year and a half or so, about a year.
Yeah.
So extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. At least in my marketing in Guelph, Ontario. There's a couple things you have to do with when it comes to like property has to be zoned. It has to be maybe the right location. Especially if you tell realtors that, hey, I'm looking for a detail shop, they're 90% chance they're gonna just drop you as a client possibly because apparently landlords don't like detailing, so or any sort of car washes.
It's tough here too. Very tough here.
It's not easy. Any automotive, and it's the same thing you complain about is there's not enough locations. The zoning has to be right. Most realtors have no idea what zoning is. Like they just think you can just drop a business wherever they want. Like how many realtors I have when I found my shop, and they're like, I'm going through a place. Like, what's the zoning? What does that matter? I'm like, well, dude, like, why am I going through a building I can't work in? Yeah, Erjan, he's looking for another shop right now. He's always, I mean, everybody's always looking, but yeah, did you ever reach out to that place I sent you?
Sent 2 voicemails, one yesterday, one this morning, and 2 emails and no response.
Oh, lovely. That's good. He really cares about making money in business then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Owning a shop is, yeah, getting a shop is heartbreaking because it takes forever. You like
Yeah.
walk through these places and then you kind of get, well, once you get one and you find a good landlord like mine now, he's great. Like I really don't ever want to leave him. And if he ever watches this, he'll know. He's just easy. He literally is right beside me. If I have a problem, I just walk over. I talk to his family because it's not just him, and he's ready to go. What's the square footage of your shop?
So we don't have a dedicated shop. It's more like we were pretty lucky. We you scour Facebook Marketplace, got Kijiji, which is basically like Craigslist for Canadians. Realtor.ca, every single CLM, what's it called, MLM, or the word, the website we can find at the properties. MLS, excuse me. Yeah. My brain's a bit goofy today. MLS, and we found this actually bay that a mechanic shop is renting out. It's actually a used car dealership, just mechanic shop, and we actually negotiated a really good rate. So we're actually renting out one of the bays of the shop, and we're sharing an office area. And so it's not my entirety. I have 100% control over it, but for the price that I'm paying,
good.
everything
And also,
utilities combined, it's amazing.
especially because you're like looking at your website, because I scoured it quick. I was being kind of a creeper before I got on, not gonna lie. You're half mobile, half shop, so it's a good kind of a stepping stone. Like it's a good stepping stone shop where like eventually you're gonna outgrow it. You're gonna probably find a bigger place. It's all yours, and like you're gonna like it's a safe approach to do what you're doing right now. And then, but once you get your own, like once you get to that point, and like the next shoe falls and like you fall in it, you're gonna be so happy it's your own. Like you just walk in, like you turn the coffee machine on, you don't gotta worry about like who used it last. You go into the bathroom, it's like your bathroom's like everything that's happening. Like there's toilet paper in there, like just the random stuff that like your tools are like not being moved or touched or used or like this. You'll get there. What do you mostly do in your business?
That's a good question. I actually don't do many of the detailing nowadays. I mentioned briefly with Andrew before they started the recording. So I have an employee at the moment. We had like 2, possibly 3 during the summer, but most of them were actually university students, so they're back to university. And I got a main guy right now who's currently available part-time college. I mostly do all the sales calls. I do marketing, restock on the chemicals, wash and dry the towels, basically managerial stuff. If I can be upfront with you guys about this, I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash on this.
We'll see.
I like detailing, but I like money more. Okay,
Brother,
So like,
Of course.
Every business owner that owns a detail shop should say that and put it on their shirt. They should put a big banner in their bedroom that says that. The amount of detail, honestly, the amount of detailers that are in their business detailing and they're not making any money and they're like, oh, I just like making rims clean. They're not going to make it. There's a healthy, like, I think there's a healthy medium between them both. Like, I mean,
You
you gotta
need to have
kinda,
a passion for it, but you also got to understand that you're a business owner, not just like a charity.
yeah, you don't want to be a charity, as
Yeah.
Roshan said. Yeah, good analogy.
well,
But it's also,
from-
go ahead. I'm just yapping.
okay, yeah. I'm saying my passion is actually it's actually more of the customer service that I enjoy than detailing.
100%.
Like
100%.
sometimes, like if I was tasked to wash and clean a car interior every single day, I'm gonna hate my life.
Yep.
And run the business, I'm gonna hate my life.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I got a lower back injury myself when I was a kid. I'm 23. I'm not that old, by the way. So that kind of stops me from actually enjoying it because it's actually pretty painful. Kind of bending over for half an hour when you're vacuuming and you're shampooing seats and
That's
carpets.
terrible.
It's not helpful,
Yeah.
especially salt stains. God forbid salt stains. I hate these salt stains so much. And so it's put me in a position where I'm kind of thankful for this. It put me in a position where like I have to put myself in a managerial position, which is actually a blessing, ironically, because
100%.
I'm paying my guy. Let's say I charge $300 for a detail. I pay him 120. I pocket 280, or sorry, 180 rather. That's for gross profit. Obviously, I have expenses like revenue, like
Yeah.
rent, like
All that
the
stuff.
whole thing. But like the idea, like of like assigning a guy, an employee, a car, and then at the end of that 4 or 5 hours, I see the car looking brand new, and I didn't touch the car. That excites me. That's what I love. That's what I absolutely love.
Because you're
So
building a
you-
legacy.
Do you pay your employee commission or hourly?
A combination of both. I'll share with you what I mean by that in a second here. Do you have a question? Sorry, you were saying, Andrew?
No, I'm good. No,
Okay,
what he
so
asked is way more important what I was talking about.
Yeah,
I
because
like
you
that
said
question.
like if you're charging 300, you give them 120, you take whatever. The rest is
for
I'm not
example,
good at math.
yeah, sure. Erjan, so how I do it with my employees is that they get paid at least a certain amount. So they get either hourly or commission based, whatever is higher. So let me give you an example. For example, okay, just an example number. Let's say I pay my guy $20 an hour, right? And it takes him 5 hours to finish the car. He either gets paid $100, which is 5 times out 20, or if you kind of finish a car within a certain time frame, you get to be eligible for a flat rate pay. So let's say sedan inside outside detail get $90, and so if you finish a car in 2.5 hours, you still get paid the $90. But for some reason, go ahead, Andrew.
I like this. Keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
for some reason,
digging your pay
intrigued.
structure.
I went quite a bit back and forth with ChatGPT on this. That's why it's a bit more. It's not percentage. It's flat rate, by the way. It's not percentage of support. Is that if for some reason they're slow today or the car is nasty or any of the natures that happens, they default to hourly if it makes less money. So let's say it took them instead of the 5 hours, it took them 10 hours, right? So instead of paying them just $90 for this 10 hours of work, they default to the hourly pay, which is 20 times 10, which is 200.
Damn. How do you like that? What the heck? That's actually so. So do you? I guess this is like a more personal question. Obviously, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But do you have cars most of the days of the week, or is it like kind of one scattered? Just like
Question.
does he come to your shop when you're not working or what?
So you mean my employee or
Yeah.
my question? So he's it's very interesting. The way we do it is it's not like he clocks in every day and clocks out.
Mhm.
He's more like scheduled appointments.
Okay.
You guys know you're able, right?
Yeah,
we live, breathe it.
So
that's everything we do. My life is on there.
legendary app. So my employee has he has Uribo on his phone, and he's assigned as like a level 2 employee, whatever. He can see a couple things, and so basically, whenever we schedule a job, he just gets a notification on his phone saying, "Bing, you've been assigned for tomorrow. At 9 a.m. Here's the commission for the job. Here's what's expected, shampooing, etc., etc., etc." And then he shows up at the shop, 15 minutes before the appointment happens. He actually opens the door for me. I actually just sleep in. I'm not gonna lie with you. He opened the shop door for me. Big trusted. And then at the end of the job, I haven't taught him how to accept payment yet because the POS is a bit goofy. But I typically show up at the end. Sounds good. Maybe 5 minutes here on the seat stain, and then I just collect payment. So it's very hands off, which I absolutely love.
That's incredible. That's
I
a
hope that kind of answers the
crazy.
question.
Yeah, that's an incredible way to like do the pay structure.
That's a
Yeah.
brilliant way to do the pay structure, and I kind of want to copy it.
Do you guys
That's
do
honestly so
hourly
great.
or
We just
Yeah,
do
hourly.
straight hourly.
We're
okay?
lazy.
And how do your employees kind of feel about, I guess, the I know, Urgent, do you have employees, or I'm sure you have
Yes, I
employees?
have one. Yeah.
How does your employee feel about the kind of that pay structure currently?
They don't
Just
know
we're
any
used
different.
to it. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
used
they
to
don't know
it.
any different. What I
Everybody's
like about yours is you're rewarding them for working harder, but you're still paying them what they expect if they have a long day. Because that's why I always was struggling with flat rate pay. Is if they get a bad car, I'm kind of making my responsibility theirs. Where it's like, too bad, suck it up for the day. You didn't get paid. What I
yeah.
like about the way you explained it was you're still giving them whatever $20 an hour, whatever that number is, no matter what. But if they make more than that in commission, then they're getting the commission. How are you recording? So this is where my brain immediately goes. How are you recording if they're getting commission or hourly?
How do I record it? You know what? It's not fully documented. It's just based on like what my employee tells me he finishes or doesn't. I trust him. He's been with me for 5 months.
Yeah.
He's a God-fearing man. But like when I see him start at 7:30 and I see him finish at 8:30, that's an hour, right? So uh, I don't cut corners with my employee. I want to take care of him because he takes care of my business. So
Right. So what are you doing payroll or are you just paying them cash? Like what I'm asking is so
yep.
if you're why I'm asking. So if let's
Mm.
say they do 3 cars today and he's getting commission, and then they have a long day tomorrow and they're working 10 hours and you're paying him hourly. How are you recording the difference? Like you're just kind of writing it down like a spreadsheet, or how are you doing that?
I just text him like, hey, I'm saying like, hey, I owe you X
Yeah.
Y Z amount of money. That's it at the end of the day or something, and I
Then
pay at
you
the
so you have a
end of the
way of
week.
recording it. Yeah, you have a way of
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and yeah, we don't have our company is not so big to the point that we don't have to have this in place. I should probably have down the line, and I quite frankly, Andrew, I actually did have a system. I was working on a system, with the whole payroll system, with benefits, all that stuff. But when my employee told me, hey, you know what? Actually, I prefer cash instead. I was like, okay, I'm not complaining. So we just continue with cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever like what's your next plan for scaling your business?
Good
Like
question.
what avenue do you
So
want to follow for that? Like what do you want
So
to do?
right now, I'm on a bit of a tricky slope right now, because like I mentioned, most of my employees just went back to university, and so there's
Mhm.
been a sudden decrease in supply that we have. We don't have as many employees, and I put it as a law to myself, Andrew. I don't touch car interiors. It's just it's a law. It's the law of Latif. Latif doesn't touch car interiors. That's it. There's two
Oh,
laws. Latif doesn't touch car interiors, and Latif does not cook food. That's the two laws right there. And so simple as that. Uh, I don't enjoy those both, so why would I put myself in position? I only put myself in position that if it's absolutely 100% needed. And so,
you're right.
uh, right now, I'm getting people calling in, inquiring for detailing, and most popular service right now is interior detailing. And because of the law of Latif says that I cannot touch car interiors, I have to hire somebody else to do it for me. And I've done a pretty good job actually, kind of systemizing an SOP. I have a video training series that's private on YouTube that you walk all my employee all the steps they need to do for an interior detail. Because I feel like, uh, Andrew, you mentioned Ivan. Ivan just talked a little bit when it comes to running your business, right? Just improving
Oh,
your
for
business.
sure. Yeah.
How important is having SOPs or standard
Oh,
operating
it's
procedures detailing?
well, first let's ask this question. Urjan, do you have any SOPs? Okay. SOPs do a few things, right? So you kind of brought it up. It's easy to train. It's also good to keep your employees accountable. So let's say they start doing something funky. They might be working on a car for 2 years and now they stop doing tire shine on the whole tire, or they're leaving the lights off, like the interior lights off, something weird. It makes them look accountable. So now you have like a third party thing. They read, they signed it, they whatever. And you look, say, okay, why are we doing it like this now? And they're like, oh, I just it's easier. Well, the SOP is to do this way. So it holds them accountable. The other thing that makes it good is if you ever plan on selling your business, you have everything you do in writing so you can actually sell it. For example, my business, they're buying like Excelsior auto detailing. They're buying all the systems with it. I mean, like there's tons of hours in like automation there that like I'm hiring a sales guy right now and he's looking like at our back end like systems. He's like, so like I don't even have to reply to these people. It just automatically like quotes interiors for me. I go, yes. He goes, I worked for multi-million-dollar companies that didn't have this. I go, well, we do. I go, because I just spent the time to do it. So they have a whole system where like it's plug and play where they can kind of, okay, this does this, this does this, this does that. They're buying a whole automated setup, right? Versus Urjan's business, no offense. If you tell them you're like, okay, like I pour soap in a pail and I don't have a way of saying how much. I don't have a way of like being able. You can't sell that. You can't sell
when it's a little hint of yellow.
Yeah, but like you can't sell that because it's not on paper. Versus if you
sure,
have that on, even if you wrote when it's like a little hint of yellow and put a picture of it, you could sell that because like it's all written. You can give that to somebody else. You're like, this is how we've done it. I'm successful. So this is how it goes.
Oh man.
Can I ask you a question on this, Andrew? Because I've, I watch Detailer's Business Academy on YouTube by Ivan, legendary YouTube channel by Ivan. I'm sure you guys heard of it.
Oh yeah.
Ivan talks about the importance of SOP and written documents, and I started working on that for a while, and I did a really good job with having a written document. But I always want to put myself in the position of my employees, right? And like if I were given this, step by step, fully text, reading block of text, maybe some photos. How likely am I able to actually read that with because I have ADHD and actually focus on it? And so I thought to myself, what if I instead create like almost like a YouTube short bite-sized pieces of every single video, and then at the end of the video, which are like on average less than 5 minutes per video, I ask 3 Q&A questions, and I sit down with the employee and ask them so that they can retain their information and make it kind of digestible. And so, because my guys are.
Do you want me to make this even better for you?
Yes.
Okay. App, website, Connect Team is what it's called. That's what I run my business on too. So it's an HR app, free. So go get it right now. It's free. If you have less than, I think it's 7 employees, Connect Team. If you have less than 7 employees, it's fully free. What you can do, man, is set up quizzes. So you can do a course on there, set up a course for your employees, like how to do interiors, plug in the video, so they have to watch the video. They then have an automated quiz that they have to do. And you can put like 5 questions, 10 questions, make them random so that if they want to try and cheat with somebody else, they can't. You can do whatever you want. But then what it does is you have digital proof that they've watched these, and they log in on their account and it'll tell you how long it took, that they've accepted, they passed, and it's all listed on there. So if you ever have a problem down the road where they're like, hey, because the benefit of a paper SOP is they can sign it. You have that.
Yeah.
If you do it digitally and do a course for it, and it's just internal, no one sees it, but you have digital copy that they've passed, they've done it, they've done the quiz, this is the date, this is the time.
So is there a reason you want to have them sign the SOP?
So if it ever came to a point where, let's say they changed their mind and they just kept ignoring you, right? You're like, hey, like, it has to be done this way. Yeah, whatever. And they keep doing that and you have to go down disciplinary roads. You can hold them accountable because they've signed it. They agree to it. It's our standards. They're blatantly going against our standards. You give them a warning.
Yeah.
You keep giving them warnings. Eventually, you can fire them. And if it ever comes to court, you can literally look and say, they're like, oh, a wrongful dismissal. No, actually, on this date, you actually followed our SOP. You watched this video for 5 minutes. You actually did a quiz in 2 minutes. This is the date you did it. This is the IP address you did it at. So it's your phone. We already found that out. And then on this date, we issued you a warning or like a disciplinary because you did this way. We issued you another one. We issued you another one. Okay, and then we had to fire you because we gave you this option. And it kind of keeps everything all tallied together if you ever go down that road, which hopefully you don't.
We haven't had that problem yet.
But it just keeps everything ready to roll.
I've got another question on SOPs because Ivan keeps harping about this. I love Ivan. He talks about it all the time. And so it must be very important for a reason. So Ivan says something interesting. He says, Ivan LaCroix, for those who don't know who he is, what are you doing? He says that you need to have SOPs so freaking specific. So specific, like they have to follow it basically to a T. And I've had another mentor of mine who also like kind of CEO coaching. He told me that you want to kind of keep it possibly flexible in the sense that instead of calling it standard operating procedure, you would call it best practices, as in like this is typically the best way of doing things. And then there may be like these scenarios that you might want to do something different. And so, how do you two guys feel about something like this, where like something a bit more flexible than an SOP?
It could get really lazy really fast.
Yeah, you have to know your team, right? So
Yeah.
Ivan's approach is the better business approach, and I'll tell you why. You can hold them accountable. That being said, do I let my employees go into the gray area and go in the wild, wild west? 100% I do. It's just if you have that standard there, and then let's say something goes wrong. So I'll give you an example. We were getting overspray off of a vehicle. This was a while ago. Sorry, it was paint. It was road paint. They were getting road paint out of a wheel well. It was a plastic wheel well in a pickup truck. Employee goes to there. We're using chemical to get the paint off, using a plastic razor blade, scratched up the plastic wheel well. Is it the end of the world? No, it's a construction work truck. It's not the end of the world. Customer's not going to see it. Did I tell them to do that in SOP? No. Did they just do it? Yeah. So what the SOP does, if it depends on their reaction. I know my employees are good people. They don't ever want to damage anything. They're just learning, right? They're new. When you hold it of, okay, this is their standard, you did this. Essentially, you're not that to the point, but essentially it's what they did. They're like, okay, I did this because I thought I was right. Okay, but our standard is this. Okay, I'll never do it again. Okay, great. That's your conversation. You say you can do whatever you want. If that ever comes to a point where you're in litigation, or you have to also think, when it's black and white, this is our standard. So this is what it is. Like there's no back and forth. You also don't open yourself up to being misinterpreted. So like if let's say someone interprets it wrong and they damage something, I say, well, that's not the best option, but it is what it is. I interpret it this way. Right? It's like everyone has SOPs. Do everyone enforce them? No, but it's nice to have in your back pocket if you ever need to.
So it's almost like a best practices in a way, but like
it's our expectation. If you find a better way, I am so happy you did.
I was about to say that if there's like a standard, if you go above the standard, and it is what it is, we're happy.
When you have an employee that's not at the standard, you're thankful those SOPs are there.
Yeah.
Because best practices sound like you only have to do them sometimes. My SOPs, yeah, you never, they're always done. You can exceed them. You're not going less. Like your bad day is our SOP.
Yeah. Like there could be minimum 3 streaks on a window or whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever. Yeah.
Minimum.
Urjan can't even get that, and he's trying to enforce it.
No. Oh, the glass is a pain.
If you watch our quick tip video, you can see how perfect that glass turned out. But
actually, it did turn out good.
Sometimes, like no matter like what SOP you have, the car cannot be changed in some sort of scenarios. Like when I first got started, for example, I'll give an example. So Andrew or Urjan, when you guys have a wipe down SOP or step-by-step paces, you guys kind of almost like wipe down the same areas in the same order every single time?
Yes.
Top to bottom. It's for example, dashboard, then the center console, and the steering, and then you work out of your car, for example, right? I remember this is a small anecdote that kind of supports what you guys are saying, is that when I first got started with detailing, I used to kind of wipe things willy-nilly. Right? That's part of my ADHD thing, where it sense that like
do.
I feel like today I want to do the driver side front panel first, then I'm gonna go jump to do the trunk next, and then I'm gonna do the dashboard next. I'm gonna jump around like a monkey. And so what I found from when I was doing that was obviously first my efficiency was quite a bit lower when I did that, but also not sure if you guys ever experienced this, but sometimes, especially with the worst cars, the older ones, with faded plastic on older cars, when it's wet with that, rinseless wash or whatever interior cleaner you're using, it looks good. But when it dries, it looks dusty, it looks dirty, right?
Yeah.
And so I always thought to myself, I must have missed this spot. I must have missed this spot. I must have missed this spot. But if I had an SOP in place where I wiped out every single place in a certain order and I see it later, it's like, okay, I know I do it every single time. It just faded. And then now down the line, when I do the conditioning step, I can just hide that scratch or that faded dusty area, which is particularly a thing with rubber floor mats. Is that right?
Are you still doing conditioning on cars?
Yes.
Stop doing it.
Dude. Oh my God,
Trust me,
dude.
don't do it unless you get beat up work truck. Stop doing it. If you
No
own a
one noticed it.
2025 or 2024, anything 10 years and it's in somewhat good condition, you putting shine on it is just wasting your time and making the customer like just slide around their car. Like my friend, he had an Audi at the time, and I put leather conditioner on his seats, and he has his girlfriend's dog in the car, and he braked really hard, and the dog slid off into dash. I swear. I swear.
I shouldn't be laughing, but this is funny. Not gonna lie.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, why are you
But
laughing?
it saves you so much time not doing it. Like there's times where it's always good. So this is what I mean. Your SOP says don't do it. If you have a work truck, do it. It's like there's times, like for example, we had a car today, Hyundai Palisade. This thing has like 3 kids in the back. It was destroyed, this car. The trim on it was garbage. So they kind of like, wipe it down and it goes outside and like it's done. I'm looking, it's like the trim's so faded. It looks like there's dirt stuck in the black trim.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's get some spray. So we sprayed down all the trim. Is that in our SOP? It is now. Like if you have to do it, because it's not. So the next question I'm going to ask you, because we're going right into the SOP sand, and like we're going to be talking about SOPs for like 45 minutes, is if there was a service in your business. So is your most profitable service right now coatings?
Yes, 100%.
Are you doing a lot of them? Like, are you happy with the amount that you're doing?
Well, I started I got my first sale like 3 months ago, and because I was learning how to do it. Yes, I'm relatively coding sales.
Excellent.
Like last month we did a lifetime coding for $1,500, and that's huge. So
what brand are you using? So like I'll put it this way. I've used different brands before. I stopped selling them on like lifetime because like what coating are you using that you're saying it's a lifetime?
DIY 8-year.
Okay. Why aren't you selling it as an 8-year?
Well, it sounds better. It's I say 8 to 10 years, and it comes with an 8-year warranty.
So this is what makes a difference, right? You can say lifetime. Most people's cars, we all know, keep them for 5 years. What if a customer keeps them for 9 and then he comes back again for another 9-year or 8-year or whatever you're selling? Why would you just eliminate that actual sale at the end?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I thought my process was I heard the average vehicle lasts about 8 years, or less than 8 years before it's traded away or something. And so I figured I'd call it a lifetime. I heard other companies do call it lifetime as well. It sounds like a really good sales tool as well.
What if the person who buys the car next comes to you and says, "Oh, like let's say for us, we put our services on Carfax."
Yeah.
So if let's say I
As
sell
yours would be
lifetime,
too.
yeah. So you use your
Yeah.
So if that customer comes back to you after buying that car that has supposedly a lifetime warranty or lifetime coating this car was supposed to have, and he goes, "Well, this thing's not doing nothing and this and that." What are you gonna say? And then, "Oh, it's actually only 8 years." Then he's gonna, and if it's like,
he'll buy it again.
Yeah.
Well, I would say like, go ahead, Andrew.
No, go for it.
I'm just saying, like, I do say it's an 8-year warranty. Like, so it's lifetime, the name of it, but the warranty is 8 years.
So make it clear that it's the lifetime of the car. That's what I would do. Lifetime of the car.
What we're saying is you're eliminating a lot of money. Because like let's say the car gets sold. It's like when you do it for long enough and you're like you're just starting, you're 3 months in, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, in 8 years, I might not even be detailing anymore. You're like, but in 8 years, you will be detailing, and that car is going to come back, and he's going to say, you know what, that 8 years was great. I want to get another 8-year on there. But you sold as a lifetime. So if you say it's a lifetime, they're never going to come back to you for a coating again.
Actually, yeah, that's true too.
Because you just kind of pigeonholed yourself and you said it's forever. Versus if you say it's 8 years and you give it durability, people like time. So like it's very easy to remember. Okay, let's say for us, I got a 5-year on my car. You best believe that in 5 years, I'm following up with that customer saying it's time to get it back and fixed.
Yeah.
Every year I'm talking to that customer, talking about maintenance. You should come back for maintenance if you want. You can get detailing. We can do window. I'm always contacting that customer because they're selling the most. You're in the beginning, right? So you're going to change stuff down the road, but that's a big thing that like I would change it. And Ivan might have a different opinion. This is mine. I like giving people timelines. So when they get a bill, it's 5 years. I have customers from 5 years ago that I'm reaching out to, like, yeah, I forgot that I even had a coating on my car. Whatever, my life got busy. I have a kid now. I have a wife. Like all this stuff, life happens in 5 years or 8 years. So then I call him back and say, "Oh, son, you know what? Yeah, let's bring it in. I want it recoded. It's kind of has a scratch on it now. I want to fix." You're now getting more money on that customer. Like you don't ever want to limit yourself. Like if anything, I want to get them back in before the 5 year mark, before the 7 year
Yeah.
mark. I want to say like, yeah, we're gonna redo your car now. And what else I would probably do? So we'll give you 20% off to get them in the door. Because like they have a coating on their car. Just polish it off and it's fixed. And put a new one on.
I want to ask you, Latif, do you have a follow-up process with customers?
Follow-up as in like automated, like
So if I
sales?
call your business,
Yeah.
like, let's say if I call or email or submit a quote on your website, do you have a follow-up process? So if you call me and I don't answer, or if you text me and I don't answer, if you email me, I don't answer, do you follow up after, or do you just leave it?
Well, it would depend on how busy I am, but typically what I would do is I would do a double dial. So I would call first for 25 seconds. The moment it leaves the voicemail, I would end up the call and I'll call them again because they would think I'm not a random guy calling them. It's a whole people think it's an emergency involved. And if it does go to voicemail, I would leave a voicemail. I wait a minute or so, leave a text, and then I will do a two-day follow up. Basically, I will try to do a double dial text again, and then the third day we do a double dial text. And that's basically it.
Double dial. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's legendary, man. The amount of times.
Yeah.
It's
It's
legendary.
a really big cold calling thing. Is when so
Mm.
like for example, if I call you, you send me a voicemail, and then I call you again right after, you're more likely to pick it up.
Yep. Within 5 seconds after hearing the
So,
voicemail. Don't leave a voicemail the first call. Hang up and then call immediately again.
Damn, that's a good tactic.
so yeah, it all depends what your tactics are. They work. What I like to do is this. I don't really do a lot of the like tactics
Follow.
like that. Yeah, no, we follow up, but I mean, I don't double dial. This is what I do. I call, I get their voicemail. Say, hey, it's Andrew from Excelsior Detailing. I'm just calling in regards to your 2025 Chevrolet Traverse. I know you're going to get a ceramic coating quote you request on our website, and you answer a question. So I just kind of wanted to go over that with you. Give me a call back at, say, the phone number. Phone number again is, say it again, and then I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, bye. I then mark them in my pipeline and go high level to I left them a message. It then will trigger a text notification. So it's going to text them right away, and it's going to email them. So they're going to get a text, email, boom, boom, right away. If they don't do nothing, it's going to follow up with them automatically for about 3 to 5 days. I'm not doing any of that. The why I don't do double dialing is it takes a lot of time. So don't get me wrong. What a lot of people are going to say is, oh, but his closing rate's probably higher because he's putting the man hours into it. We're closing about, if I can get a customer on the phone, I'm closing about 85 to 90% of the customers on my phone. And that's because that I'm automating the hell out of my pipeline. So like I said, I hired a sales guy. He's looking at my pipelines and he goes, so I don't have to follow up with these people. I go, no, dude, you just put them into quote sent. It will text them and email them from you, following up with them. He goes, so I can work on other stuff. I go, yeah, you can work on other stuff. Don't worry about my retail. Like I've been doing that for years. So, and it works. So by you it's the same thing as SOPs in your business. Now, this is where you're going to get fire under. This is when you're putting SOPs for your job. Because how many SOPs for your job do you have?
Not much.
0.
For the manager, not much. Yep.
0. So if you can automate your job, now you can sell. Shiba, mute all that. But now you can really, now you can really sell it because like you're selling a system. So like we could totally talk. Like when you come for the PPF training, if you are,
Yeah.
you could totally like kind of see mine how that system works. Urjan's still working on it. I mean, like I'm kind of a nut with automation. Urjan will tell you all day, but
If your
it makes such
crackhead message you at 8:30 in the morning, look at this, and shows you a little snippet of what it does, and then he goes back on the page, and then there's at least 400 different other tasks to do, and says, "Yeah, I built this overnight." I don't know what to say to that. I just said, "Do you smoke crack?" That's what I thought.
So like how my brain works, and like I can tell by you, we're very similar. Like how you think about your business, that's how I run my business. I don't want to touch cars. If I'm touching a car, it's either one, I'm trying to provide education to them, like if they're struggling with something, that happens. I'm not on hands off. business owner. I'm there all the time. I mean, there's some days like if I'm taking a vacation or whatever, I'm in the business. I'm not the one that's kind of like, oh, like I'm just gone and like they got to figure it out. No, I'm always in the business. I'm always trying to improve it, but I'm also not micromanaging them. I was kind of talking to our sales guy today about that, Mark, and he goes like, you don't really micromanage. I go, no, I don't have to. And like they might ask me a few questions. I'm like, why'd you ask me that? But they're asking it because they need the clearance or the clarification. And why I don't mind that is that's a spot where our SOP is missing. So if they're asking me like, oh, should we clay this car? Why are you asking me if we should clay a car? Like what time did I tell you not to do it? It might have been like, let's say it was a jet black car. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, just leave it. You know, it's fine. Like something like that. Versus now they're asking me every single car, should we clay it or not? Yeah, you should like clay every car. I don't know why you're so it's like stuff like that. Like that's what you have to edit in your SOP. The next step that you're going to kind of automate. So you did a great job. Your detailing jobs, they sound like they're automated. You know, you have your employees doing it, your hands off. Now you need to do that with you. So because you're the most valuable person in that business. So if you get sick, what happens? Nothing. You're screwed. You're sick. No one can book nothing. You have a guy that's getting commission an hourly, but he's just sitting there drinking his Timmies because he has no work because you're sick. And like that's the thing. So if you can try and eliminate you out of the business and like you're still there, but you're making it a system where it can still run without you, that's when you're doing a great job, right?
I'm not sure. And a quick question here about the go high level thing because I currently don't have it involved.
Mm-hmm.
So you call the lead, the first time, leave a voicemail, and then you don't call them again. It's just completely automated text follow up. Is that what it is? Maybe
Yeah.
emails.
So like this is my sales process, right? So let's say I'm calling Urjan. Let's say he has a Chevy Cruze. He wants ceramic coated. I'll call him up, leave him a voicemail. I'll then put him in my pipeline as like needs to be contacted to left voicemail. It's going to then follow up with him automatically. It's going to email him, text him. Most people, and like some people argue with this, they're going to say, oh, well, no people want to do business in text. I don't do business in text. I get them to do business with me on the phone through text. So like I'm not selling a coding job in text or email. Like that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is to get them awareness. Like, yo, I left you a phone call, and like you'll reach out in 3 days. Like I'll have people on the third day when like I used to think like, oh, like it's harassing people, right? On the third day, buddy, like, listen, man, I know I've been busy. I'm so sorry. You've texted me 3 times. You've emailed me. I'm so sorry. I do want to get the car done. I'm like, it's okay, man. Like I haven't done nothing. I don't even know who this guy is. It's been 3 days.
Yeah,
I
people
could
just
probably do yeah, but
spawn out of nowhere.
they're absent, right?
Yeah.
So it automates all those processes. This is what else I have set up that Urjan loves because he's called my business phone. If I don't answer the phone, it goes to voicemail. It will automatically text the customer saying, hey, if you didn't leave a voicemail, if you wanted a quote, pretty much give us your year, make, and model, what you kind of wanted done, I'll call you back. We're just busy right now with customers. The amount of people that will send me a text instead of leaving a voicemail is like 60%. So anyone who doesn't leave a voicemail, I have that follow up that if I miss a phone call, automatically text them and say this. The second I do that, it's like literally 60% of people that didn't leave a voicemail, I'm getting a text message saying, oh, I wanted a quote on my 2025 Ford Bronco for ceramic coating. I like look at it and I'm like, whoa, like I almost lost like $1,500 or whatever you charge for ceramic coating because I was busy.
Would you say I forgot the question.
You're all good.
Okay. Now I did write a question down that I might have for you guys here.
Ooh. Urjan, get ready. Put your thinking cap on.
Well, this is kind of random actually, but
Let's see.
I was on your website the other day on Success, and you guys recommend 3 softwares, if I'm not mistaken. You recommend Urabo, Go High Level, which you briefly talked about today, and then there's this AI helper thing that you guys have, Sintra. How do you guys use this? Is this something you guys use very often? And how do you use
Mainly
it
for ideas. I use it a lot in the beginning for a lot of ideas. Andrew actually showed me it, and he's like, yeah, dude, this thing's like half the price it is. Just get it for the year. Okay, so I just didn't use it for the first 5 days, and then I started using it more and more as Andrew kept telling me. And then it's just, you keep feeding it information. So like, this is our address, this is our phone number, this is our hours, and it kind of all remembers it. And then let's say if I think it was in the beginning of the year, I was like, hey, kind of slow, I should figure out what to do. So I go in there and I type in kind of slow right now, what do? Gave me like 5 different things. I mean, were all of them perfect and things? No, but there was one that I chose, maybe a newsletter, or maybe do this, or maybe do it this way. And then it just kind of learns your business and sees, it remembers when you're going slow, when you're busy, things that you ask from like 2 years ago, like it'll just keep it all in its brain.
Yeah, and you
Is it
can
like
feed it.
ChatGPT?
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
chat
much,
GPT
yeah.
base. So it's fully, but it has all your information in it. So it has a brain is what they call it. You can feed it a bunch of information. Now you can feed it a lot of things. Your Google Calendar, I believe, your Google Analytics, you can feed it everything. So it has all the information. So I'll be like, hi, I want to start in window tinting. How do I enter the current whatever market in Windsor, Ontario, which where we're from? And how do I get the biggest people to notice me in terms of my market for ceramic? So it will spit out all this stuff. It'll be like, okay, checking all local competition in window tinting in Windsor, Ontario. It'll be like spit out the top 5. It'll be like, and I'll be like, what's their weaknesses? This weakness from this one, they're not on social media. This one took them 2 weeks to answer a Google review. This one, blah, 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 blah. This one, they don't have window tint on their website. This one, so it has all this stuff spit out. So what it does is you're like, okay, like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to answer all my Google reviews right away. I'm going to try and cross-sell it to ceramic coating. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add it to my sales process. So when someone calls me for ceramic, I'm going to say, do you need any other process? Like, do you need any other services like window tint? Do you need any other like stone chip repair? Like, what do you need? You're trying to increase your ticket sales. What it does, it's a good advisor. Do I use it all the time? No. I don't. It's a good thing in the beginning where it gives me a lot of ideas and it made me a lot of money. So like there will be a time where you'll kind of outsmart it, in my opinion. Like I think you'll put enough information in, you're like, okay, like I got everything I could get out of it. But what it does do is it kind of makes you look at your business from a different angle. I have the luxury where I have a lot of business owners around me, and I also, my employees, I involve them in like all my decisions. So if I'm like, okay, like I want to get into window tinting, what do you think about it? They're like, yeah, let's do it. Like a lot of our cars that come here need it. We did window tinting. Paint protection film. They're like pushing me to paint protection film. I didn't want to do it. They're like Darren, one of my employees, like, let's get paint protection film. Like I want it. And what that does, it creates an environment where they're part of the team. It's not me running the business. Like I tend to tell people, they don't work for me, I work for them. So I'm whatever I can do to make their life easier, that's my job. Like my job isn't like, oh, I'm the big, king of the castle, but I don't do nothing. No, it's literally I work for them and how can I make their life better? So they want something, you best believe they're getting it because they're taking care of my customers. They're doing a good job. Even like when I show new people my shop, like Urshan's been there tons of times, like your team is wild. Like they're like always hustling. They take pride in their work. That's kind of, yeah. So, but to answer your question, long-winded, Cintra's good for advice. It's good to make you think differently. And it's also good for analyzing your competition.
Okay. Latif, you got any questions for us?
Yes. 1 or 2 more questions. And I typically these videos are about 50 minutes or so, just so I'm aware.
Yeah.
Okay, just so I'm aware. Okay. I don't want to take too much here. I'd love to talk even more actually, if possible, off camera. But so Go High Level, do you have is your phone number connected with Go High Level directly?
Let me tell you how this
is. Andrew figured this, or wait, this way. He figured this out. And I'm going to come back to you for that one.
Okay. This is what I do with mine. So you have your business phone number, whatever it is, like to your phone now. I forward it to a Go High Level phone number. So so for example, you call my business phone number. First thing it does is forwards to a Go High Level number, and it does all the phone lines in there. So if you call my business, it'll be like, thanks for calling Excelsior Auto Detailing. Press 1 for what? That's all in Go High Level. Then all the calls are recorded. This is why this is brilliant. If I hire a salesperson and I want to monitor what they're doing, you can. But the other thing too is I get it now where I did a quote 5 months ago and the guy's like, hey buddy, it's me, Billy. Remember we talked on the phone like a few days ago about ceramic coating? I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm like, what the hell did I sell you? Like it's been 5, so I can go back and look. What's nice about the recorded calls in High Level is I can look up a transcript. And so as they're talking, I click a button, it reads out what it says. I can look, okay, we talked about 5-year ceramic. He wants the rims. And I can go quickly and go, okay, yeah. So I just want to confirm because like it's been a few days, you said. It's like been 5 months, but they don't, And I go, yeah, so he wanted like a 5-year, and you have a blue Bronco, right? Like I remember he goes, how the hell do you remember all that? I'm like, I don't know, man. Say I'll forward it from my phone. Benefit of doing that is if you ever leave Go High Level, your phone number you can still use it. It's not like it disappears. It's like if you buy a phone number on Go High Level and you stop using High Level, your phone number is stuck to them. Like you can't get that back.
Yeah.
If you're forwarding it, it doesn't matter.
Because I'm using right now a software called Open Phone. I'm not sure if you guys heard of that, Open Phone. Would you recommend getting Go High Level on top of Open Phone, or how would the process be?
You would have probably, it's up to you. A lot of people use both. I would say eliminate Open Phone, run it right through Go High Level. Then you're running your CRM. Essentially, you're using your Able and High Level. High Level is doing your sales process and your phone calls. Your Able is like what I call your Able is kind of like everything for my text. It's like it's my shop's heartbeat is what my God, is what your Able is. High Level is my like baby, where like I create all the automation. It creates like the pizzazz. It's almost like High Level is like the sparkles and like it's like, the sex appeal of Excel detailing. Your Able is like the hard-working like person in the back that no one ever sees, but it still does stuff, but just no one sees it. It's not like the salesperson. It's like the heart of the business. High Level is the brain.
Much is it? How much is it for again? High Level per month?
What do you pay her, John?
Well, so there's that one plan, 135-ish, 140. It just depends on the US rate. Yeah, no, Canadian converted. It's just whatever the US rate is that month. It goes like up $2, down $2.
It's 135 Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roughly.
So what we'll do, we're going to talk off camera because I can already tell you're going to have 1,000 questions for us. But Latif, honestly, thanks for coming on. I hope to see you at the PPF training. So if you are interested in PPF training, you watch the show, reach out to us, suds2successpodcast.com. You can reach out in our contact form there. It's the October, I said this in the last show. It is October 24th to the 26th. We're also doing an IDA certification on the 26th and Owner's Pride, kind of like a drop-in where you can kind of, shoot with us, have fun. We're going to be there. We're going to, talk smack to you. And hopefully you enjoyed the show. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We will talk soon. Have a good week.
Take care, everybody.
Like and subscribe.